Very good afternoon to one and all. My name is Vastik, and I'm a part of the customer success team here at Amaha. It's been almost 2 years that I've been a part of this entire mental health space because I was going through some of my personal issues and always wanted to contribute to this entire space of mental health and well-being. Right, and as you must know that Cactus has been partnered with Amaha, and Amaha provides quality mental health care when it comes to therapy, but we have moved emotional analysis beyond therapy and psychiatry, right? We also have a self-care application, right? So I will take you through this entire presentation of how do you activate the account, all of the services that we have on the application, and how do you then connect to a therapist, right? So I'll take you to this application. So first, I just want to know from all of you, keep asking this question from the first demo session, that how many of you have activated the account. If I can have just a thumbs up. If not, I will also, just as a process, I'll take you through from the right from the beginning. Great. Thank you. Thank you very well. Super. Sure. So I'll just take you through the application of setting up your account if you have not set up your account, right? So you must have received an email, an activation emailer with the subject line of set up your Amaha account now. So that's the subject line. So you can click on that activation emailer. Once that is done, you can then set up your account, right? While setting up your account, your email ID is already embedded there, right? Your professional email ID is there. Second part of it is you have to create a password for yourself, right? So let me just take you through that step by step so that I'll create a password for myself. I accept all the terms and conditions, right? And then set up your password. As simple as that. Now you have the password that has been set up, right? Second is now we navigate to the self-care application and how do we connect to a therapist, right? I would like to mention that all of this can be done on the application itself. You don't have to move around the web or any other application, right? It can be all done on one single application known as the Amaha app. Amaha app is available on iOS as well as on Android, right? Otherwise, once you've logged in through this, you can download the Amaha application, right? Now I have already downloaded. Second is now once, just don't click on get started. I'll just, yeah, you already have an account now. So just click on I already have an account. Also, please, like I would like to mention that for now the SSO login integration has not yet been done, right? So we have the SSO login integration. But for now, go through the email via route, right? Log in through email ID, and then the email ID which you have been given from the professional email ID and the password that have been set up. You can log in on the application. Right? So let me just log in. Right. So now you have logged into the application. Now this is your safe space for self-care as well as to connecting to a therapist, right? Once you click on start now, you have all of the benefits so this is the entire outlook, like all of the benefits that the self-care app has, and also on how do you connect to a therapist. I'll just take you through that. Now on top, there's a drop down that you can click on that. Now we have 6 different programs. That is overcoming depression, beating anxiety, tackling stress, sleeping better, managing anger, and living happier. Right? You can choose 1 or 2 programs from the list of program that is there. Why these 6 programs is that these are generally discussed concerns which people come across with on a day-to-day basis. Then you can select a program for yourself, right? So now you can then click on beating with anxiety program for me. The next step is Amaha will help you give an assessment, right? They'll give you a factor profile as to what are the symptoms that you have been facing, right? So now I'll not take the assessment. Now these are 10 to 12 psychometric questions which are asked by Amaha. Then you have to fill in those assessment. Once that is done, you will receive a factor profile or a score of your I would like to mention again that we both will embark on a very different 28-day journey program, right? Because my score of 25 will be because of low motivation or with respect to self-esteem issues, right? And your 25 might be because of lack of sleep, right? So we both will embark on a very different journey of self-care. Once you've done that, then you can explore the app. So now you embark on a 28-day journey program, right? Now these are short 5 minutes activity that Amaha will give you on a day-to-day basis, which you can do, right? Only once you have done your day one, then you can move to the day two of the activity, right? Since there's no overboard of information, not a 28-day program, right? It is always better to take a 28-day program because there's that sense of habit forming that comes in, that you're having a constant check on your self-care and wellness, because self-care is for everybody and everybody needs to do it on a day-to-day basis, right? If not a 28-day program, there are also shorter programs, right? For example, dealing with panic, letting go of overthinking, dealing with social anxiety. Now these are anxiety specific. There are also other related, if not the anxiety program, other program related foundation course for social anxiety, building empathy, and other courses as well, right? Let me just go through letting go of overthinking program, right? Now again, just as I mentioned, only once you finish your day one, you can then move to day two. So you have day one till day seven shorter programs for those specific condition as well, right? Now we also have the third part of it is the Amaha community, right? So Amaha community involves a lot of different communities which are for like-minded people, which is a safe space and which is also moderated by a psychologist, right? For example, addiction support, living with depression, right? Now these are very anonymous communities that you can be a part of, right? For like-minded people, and as I mentioned, it is a safe space which is also moderated by a psychologist. So you can be a part of these communities as well. The fourth part of it is now we have something known as a mood tracker, right? This will help you track your mood on a day-to-day, weekly, or a monthly basis, right? So, for example, let me just say how I'm proud, calm, I'm a little afraid, right? So then you choose on your activities that you have been doing. I'm done, right? Once this is done, now this is added on your mood tracker, right? Now you as an individual can take the insights of this mood tracker. So once you click on insights, on the top right corner there's something like this book icon, right? On this icon you can see what has been your mood on a day-to-day basis, right? What have been your emotions and what are the activities that you have been doing, right? This will help you understand that is it only work or leisure as well that you have been doing, right? Which is contributing to your mood, and then tweaking on your self-care journey, right? Work, exercise, meditating, and all of that, which can be added to your day-to-day mood trackers and how you've been feeling on a daily basis, right? So once this is done, now this is the mood tracker. There are also certain tools which are recommended by Amaha, right? Now these tools can be deep breathing, PMR, progressive muscle relaxation, 4-on-4 breathing, right? So now these tools are specific to my program that I've chosen, right? If you have chosen 2 or 3 programs, there'll be other tools that is be given that is specifically curated for that specific condition, that specific program that you have chosen for, right? So there are certain tools by Amaha, right? There are resources as well. Now again, these resources are curated for the concern that you have chosen, and these are not Google driven 10 liner or an entire document of resources, but these are short 4-5 liner resources that you can just read through on your time, with respect to anxiety and what other things that you can do, right? So there are short articles as well, right? Now this is, now we have done in terms of the 4 different areas that we have covered in the self-care application. We also have a goal tracker, right? Now a goal tracker, there are Amaha goals. Once you're in that 28-day journey program, there are certain goals which is given by Amaha, right? You can add that on your goal tracker. Other than that, you can also add in your personal goals, right? For example, here's a personal goal. You have to drink probably a cup of coffee, reminder and a timing for that. For example, take so So there's something like meditate for 10 minutes. If you want to meditate for 20 minutes, you can add that. Meditate for 20 minutes, right? Then you can add this goal, right? Now, how do you track it? You can track it on a daily or weekly basis. And then when do you want the reminders to be sent? Select the time to track the goal, right? So this goal, you'll have it as a reminder that will be sent in. You can add in your personal goals as well. Not only the Amaha goals which Amaha suggests, but your personal goals that you want to be added so that you don't move around different application to track things, right? There's this one application that will help you track you on your personal goals as well as on your wellness journey. Right now, let me just go through, before I go to the ally and the expert, let me just go through also on the profile part of it. Right now, you can so you can add in your dependence on the application, right? So let's say, for example, you click here, then you have add family members, right? You can add the family members, you can add their email ID and their relationship. It's always better, it's recommended that it's the first line relative that you're adding, that your father, mother, sister, spouses, right, or your child who's above the age of 18. Once we have added their email ID and we have added members, you can add two dependents. Now they will go to the self-care journey on their application on their phone, right? Because self-care journey is very personalized to oneself, right? So they will go, so they will have the same activation emailer sent on the on their email ID. Then just as I took you to the application of downloading the application and then adding the email address and the password, creating a password for something, they'll have to go through that separately on their phone, right? And then the outlook will be the same thing, the self-care journey, as well as they can also connect to a therapist, right? So once this is done, now we have on the application our self-care app known as Ali, right? So Ali is our, we call him here as our 2 a.m. Friend, right? So if you have some uncomfortable sensation and you need like a quick pill or an activity that has to be done to calm your nerves down, you're feeling too stressed, right? Ali will help you to get better, right? So let me just show you how Ali works. Like, hi Ali. Now you just add in your name. Let me just, can we try one now? Right. So now you can probably the most uncomfortable sensation in the night would be that you're not able to sleep. Right? So let's say I can't sleep. Right? Now Ali will give me certain activities that I can do to help me sleep better or get sleep. Right? Again, now this is not a replacement to therapy, but this can help you act and act as a specific condition, your an uncomfortable sensation that you're feeling and you need someone immediately. Ali will then help me, give me some activities that you can do to feel better then, right? For example, also you have a presentation coming up and you're feeling a little nervous, then you can take the help of Ali, and Ali will give you certain activities that can help you feel a little better. So this is with respect to Ali. Now, this is whole from an self-care perspective. Now, I've taken you through the programs that we have, the assessment that you will go through. If not the 28-day journey, you have the additional courses. There is Amaha community that you can be a part of. There are mood trackers which you can track on a daily, weekly basis. There are certain tools that Amaha recommends to you once on the base of the concern that you have chosen. There are Amaha resources that you have. Goal tracker that is personal, as well as Amaha goals that you have given. Ali, the chatbot, whom you can, if you have an uncomfortable sensation, you can then talk to Ali, right? Also, in terms of profile, going to the profile, clicking on them and adding two dependents, and they'll separately go through that on their phone, right? Now, this is all in terms of self-care. When it comes to experts, right, that is talking to a psychologist, or if you want to book a therapy sessions, this is how you can do. Right. For example, now you can filter it as per as your condition that you're facing or what you want to connect for. Right now, once that is done, you can view the profile of a therapist. Right, you can see that there's a short video by a therapist. There's their educational qualification, what is their expertise in the concerns, what is the treatment modalities or therapy modalities that they use, the languages that they speak, and also the number of years that they have, right? So we have 10 therapists on board on the application. You can select from the therapist that you want to choose for, right? So this is one part of it. So, and also when you book a session, this is how you can do it. You can connect with them on audio, video, and chat. Once that is done, you can select on the timing that the therapist is available and also on your preferred time slot. Once that is done, you can then click on proceed. Now you see that the final amount is 0. That means to say that there are 10 therapy sessions that you and your dependents can avail, which is free of cost, right? Now this is because of the tie-up that Cactus has done, that their employees wants to have good care of their emotional, mental health and mental well-being, right? So that is free of cost. Now you can connect to a therapist. You can add in your mobile number. You'll receive a email confirmation, right, on your email ID, and also an SMS confirmation. While connecting to a therapist, it's always better that you be 10 minutes early to the session, so that then we can start the session. The session is usually a 60-minute session with the therapist, and you can discuss your concern with your therapist, and they'll help you in your journey, right? So this is how you can book the therapy sessions. So yeah, so any questions, if there are any question that needs to be addressed. Also there were certain questions yesterday that were posted, as in with respect to self-care journey, with respect to talking to a psychologist, right? So in terms of the self-care journey, the program is designed in such a way that it is preventive in nature, right? You don't have to go to a therapist till the situation it's like a crisis kind of situation, or there's overtly stress which is not able to be dealt with, but instead it's a preventive nature with respect to self-care, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to have an uncomfortable sensation. What it basically means is that on your self-care journey, you can do 5 minutes certain activities that can elevate your mood, that can help you feel better, right? And also on tracking your goals, that could be done. Also on tracking your mood, that can be done, right? So it is like a preventive care, but also as a self-care that you can do, right? Also with respect to connecting to a therapist, you can connect to a therapist, as I mentioned, on audio, video, and chat. And then as I mentioned, one of the senior psychologists whom I used to talk to, and I used to ask, who is therapy for, right? And therapy, he used to say therapy is for everybody. So with connecting to a therapist as well, you can connect to a therapist, but also before connecting to a therapist, the self-care journey is there for you, right? To get to feel that preventive kind of sense that you need to have, right? So that's something that can be done. Also on the self-care, it's not only beating with anxiety program that you can choose at once. You can choose 2 or 3 different programs, and there'll be 3 different self-care journey curated for you, right? And then you can connect to a therapist as well. Yeah, there's a question. How do we change the goals that we have chosen on the app? It is compulsory to no, it's not compulsory. It's compulsory to finish the day's goal before you move to the next day of that particular concern, right? Now you, in terms of goals that you want to complete, in terms of concerns, you can choose, if not an overcoming depression program, you can choose beating with anxiety program. But for the 28-day journey program, only once you have finished your day 1 goals, only then you can move to day 2, right? And these are very simple goals. How? You can just click on the goals above. I'll just show that to you. One second. Sure. So now, for example, you have chosen the beating with anxiety program. The next step would be that you have an assessment, right? Once the assessment is done, you have the day-wise goal that you'll receive. So once that is done, you have this week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, right? So on the day 1, once you click on day 1, you have certain goals that Amaha will suggest, right? It can be, for example, on that day, reading a resource, right? So once you have done that, you finish that particular goal, you add that is added on the goal tracker, right? So you, and also you cannot move to the next day. अगर आप ये day 2 के लिए आप अगर जाना चाहते हो, so you cannot go to the day 2 part of it, but only once you finish that day 1's goal of reading that resource, only then you can move to the day 2 of the goal, right? So I hope I've answered the question, Rohini. How do I change from managing anxiety? Simple, right? Once you have done this, you have added beating the anxiety program, right? You can then add managing that is happiness, right? You can add the living with happier program. The second part of it is now you have the second assessment where you have the happiness kind of program. So once that assessment is done, you will have two different programs for yourself. It will be curated. So one is for beating with anxiety that is mentioned, and second is for happiness that is mentioned.
Rohini, I have allowed the mic access to you, so you can unmute and you can speak if you want.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pranav. That was really empathetic.
Yeah, sure.
So Swastik, what I was asking was if I have to move from this one to choosing another goal, which you just showed on the screen, could you just slowly show the navigation bit once again? Like, do I have to choose from the drop down above or something like that? Is that how I do it? Okay, living happier. I choose to add a program and then I choose something else. Is that correct? So go to the
I'll
drop
just
down.
go through that. You go to the drop down. So now you have add a program.
Add a program. Yeah, right.
So मैंने तो अभी now I've used beating with anxiety program. I can, as I mentioned, other shows as well, other programs as well, right? So now I'll take, let's say, for example, living happier.
Yep.
Same process as beating with anxiety. Then you have this start the assessment. फिर वो आपको दोनों bifurcate होके आ जाएगा, right? So yeah.
Thanks, Swastik.
Yeah, no
Thanks,
problem.
Pranav.
No problem. If there's anyone else who wants to ask a question and you know, if you want to speak, we can, you know, unmute you. So just raise your hand and you know, we'll do that. Any further questions about the therapy sessions, about the self-care programs? So by the way, one more thing, you know, like Swastik mentioned, therapy sessions. So we have 10 therapists who are assigned to us, you know, for Cactusans. All these therapists have, you know, varied experience, varied expertise, and so you can check and you can book your appointment with, you know, whoever you. So one of the things why we transitioned to Amaha was because we wanted to give people, you know, a choice, and you know, in terms of, because you know, the past, you know, the past vendor that we were with, you had access to only one counselor, and you know, we wanted to provide more options to choose from, you know, for you know, for all employees, and then so that helps you connect with the right therapist, because sometimes it takes a while to find and connect with the right therapist, right? But once you find one, and once you you know, start taking sessions and it's all going fine, if you feel it's effective, then you must continue with the same therapist. It's ideal, but you can always change your therapist in case you want to change at any point. You can do that, right? And also, you know, there are 10 therapy sessions available, like, you know, 10 free therapy sessions available for Cactusans throughout the year. 10 for you, 10 for your dependents. Okay. But, you know, there were questions where, you know, what if I exhaust my limit of, you know, my therapy sessions? Do I have to pay? You know, we can always take care of that. You know, we've kept the limit of 10 sessions because we feel, and this is based on, like, you know, past history, that normally people, you know, tend to not, you know, take more than 10 sessions in a year. But that's completely subject. That depends on you, right? And we can't really, you know, put a cap on that. But yeah, having said that, I mean, we can always look at at the case, and we can always try to accommodate more sessions. So don't worry about that. I mean, but we want to try to make sure that it doesn't become a drag. We try to address the concern within those number of sessions, and it's not something that is something that sort of keeps continuing over a period of time. So yeah, but you can always take more sessions, so that's okay. Any other questions? Anything to do with the app navigation? We have recorded this session, so in case you want to refer to it later at any point, we'll share the recording tomorrow with everyone. So for those who want to refer to it, for those who missed out on any part, want to revisit, you can do that. And but even later, if you have any questions, it's better to. I'm sure most of you have activated your Amaha account. Please install the app on your phone as well. It doesn't take too much space, and it's a really good app. I mean, I've been using it for a while now. And the thing is that a lot of people, I mean, most of us have many different apps on our phones for various needs, right? I've been using one app for meditation, one app for goal tracking, something for habit formation, so stuff like that. But then with Amaha, it's more like a one-stop shop. You get everything in one app. Something that you might need to pay for in other apps to get premium access. So here you get all the premium features completely free, as a Cactusan. So we would urge you to make the most of it. Try to transition from the other apps that you've been using, maybe to Amaha, and it's almost like all the features that you need are on the app, to enhance your well-being and to take care of your mental health. So try to use that. And also, like Swastik mentioned initially, that the self-care programs and everything are more like a preventive tool, and the app needs to be looked at from a preventive perspective also. You can always take therapy. I mean, that's completely, or some people would prefer to take therapy and not go for the self-care programs because they are more long-term. But still, it's always better to prevent that situation from occurring, or reaching that state of mind where you want to really seek help. But it's completely all right. I mean, it's not like therapy is the last resort or something. You can always take the first step also can be therapy. I've taken it personally, and it has really helped me over the last couple of years. And we all need to seek help at some point, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to not feel okay and want to seek help. So please go ahead and do that. Okay, I don't think there are any further questions. Thanks a lot, Swastik, for the detailed walkthrough of the platform. I hope everyone is now familiar with Amaha, but if you have any questions or doubts at any point, please reach out to me directly on Teams. You can also reach out to Amaha on support@amaha Health. But then you can reach out to me, and you don't have to coordinate with Amaha directly. We'll try to not make you go through all that stress of like coordinating with them directly. So you can reach out to me. And yeah, thanks a lot for joining in. Take care. Have a great week ahead.